Fernando is faster than you.
Hello everybody, Fernando Campos here, back and this time with a brand new beginner's guide. With the 2019 season approaching, let's go through the best ways to enjoy it to its fullest and get the most out of every racing experience. So, if you're new to the sport, this is the perfect video for you. And if you have friends or relatives who want to start watching Formula 1, send this video to them. I'm sure it will be quite helpful before the Australian Grand Prix. So without further ado, let's get right to it. The first tip is to watch it from the beginning, because it's easy to get lost in a Grand Prix when we start following the season in the 7th race of the year. Think of it as a Netflix series. If we don't watch episodes 1 and 2, episode 3 will look rather confusing, and by following by the start, you can get the whole context of battles, achievements, and heartbreaks, not only from the front runners, but also from the entire grid. Not only that, but things that happen late in the season can remind you of races that happened early in the year, and this would show you the real importance of a certain overtake or finishing position. You'll also be able to appreciate winning streaks, the scoring chains, and even unlucky sequences. Ultimately, you'll be able to understand teams and drivers' performances, and this sort of analysis is the foundation of the thrill of watching a great Formula 1 race. The second suggestion is that Twitter is a very powerful tool. Most of us have that lonely feeling when talking about Formula 1. After all, having a close friend who also watches the races is not really that common. But fear not! Twitter is here for you. The F1 community on Twitter is very powerful, making the experience of watching a race even better. You will also be able to make new friends from all over the world. I'm only here myself because of the great friendships I found, not only in Brazil, but also in Australia, Canada, and a lot of other places. Another great perk of this social media is the teams banter all season long. So start by looking for all 10 teams' profiles and then the drivers while you're at it. Last but not least, follow reliable news sites and journalists, and then common people like you and me that can also provide great and creative content for the community. Oh, by the way, our handle is @NandoIsFaster. Just saying. The third item on the list is to keep an eye on free practice and qualifying. We usually don't have much time to watch all 3 free practice sessions and the qualifying, but make sure to at least glance at the results afterwards. This will allow you to understand the balance of power of the weekend, which is usually different from the previous race, because the nature of every track is totally different. By doing that, you won't look at a surprising driver up front and say, wait, where did he come from? And you will also be able to keep track of eventual penalties that might change the grid order on Sunday and even send a front runner to the back of the grid. The fourth item is getting the most out of every race experience. Every race can be very different from the last one, especially because Formula 1 travels all over the world. This means that a certain race can be very early in the morning, but the next one will be very late at night. And because of that, there is a variety of ways in which you can watch and enjoy a certain Formula 1 race. So, if it is in the afternoon, for example, maybe get together with some friends and watch it over some good food and drinks. And if it's very late at night, get your energy drinks ready, and you'll see that these ones are the most gratifying ones to watch because you have to earn them. The general idea here really is getting the most out of every experience. All start times can be great. It's up to you to make it special in a way that pleases your own set of taste. And obviously, don't waste an opportunity to watch a race on track. I can guarantee you that it is an amazing experience that will give you unforgettable memories. You also should pay attention to the whole field. Yeah, sure, sometimes the winner is decided after turn 1, but Formula 1 is much more than the driver who wins the races. By paying attention to the whole pack, you allow yourself to enjoy battles between Haas and Renault in the midfield pack, or even a hard-fought 9th place by a Williams driver. The beauty is in the plot and in all its twists. Sometimes the battles will reach the podium positions, which certainly makes things more interesting, but don't sleep on the lawless land that is the midfield pack. After all, sometimes a simple points-paying performance is a lot more heroic than the job done by the driver who wins the race. Another item on the list is to enjoy the sport in itself. Having a favorite driver or team is great, and it sure makes the race a lot more exciting and thrilling, but don't allow it to block your attention from the rest of the grid. It's okay to have a favorite driver, but appreciate a maneuver made from one of his competitors. This also means that even if your favorite driver crashes out at the start, you can still watch the rest of the Grand Prix and have a lot of fun in the process. This is one of the beauties of Formula 1. It's easier to get away from that toxic rivalry feeling we get from certain sports and simply get enjoyment out of the whole event. Even if you root for drivers from your own country, try widening your options and you see that races will get much, much better. Last but not least, if you want extra reasons to generate excitement in a Formula 1 race, try playing F1 fantasy games. This is a great way to motivate you to not only follow drivers you usually wouldn't follow, but also to analyze the sport and study a bit more by taking a look at free practice to make your picks. You will gather more knowledge and put it to good use while watching the whole field and enjoying the sport itself. See how this can gather all the other tips together. If you can find a group of friends who also enjoy Formula 1 games, another great bonus is the endless banter after beating all of them in a single Grand Prix or even being champion after the season is over. The bottom line here is, there are many ways to have a blast watching an F1 season. You just have to find the one that suits you better. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out our social media links at Nando is Faster on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And also our podcast feed. We have a podcast in case you don't have much time for videos. All the links are on the description. Like and comment if you want. Don't forget to subscribe on the channel. And I hope you have a great week. See you next time. Bye-bye.